Matt Kemp of the Padres getting ready to welcome the Colorado Rockies. Kemp so far this year hitting at .467 against the Rockies with 3 home runs. Trying to keep it going tonight. Game 1 is next. We welcome you to beautiful San Diego. It's the site of Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. Well, tonight, John Gray on the mound for the Rockies. It's James Shields for the Padres. John Gray so far, 2 no decisions against Los Angeles and Pittsburgh. James Shields looking for his first win of the year. Could have a better record than he has heading into this game with a little run support. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, tonight we're getting a look at the Colorado Rockies, a team that we saw in Colorado, and boy, are they off to a very good start. They have all kinds of power. How about Nolan Arredondo at third base?
I tell you what, this kid's the face of the organization because he does it with the wood, he does it with the leather, and you know, when you talk about the leather, this guy don't hang a breaking ball, don't go down and in, he will turn on it, and if he doesn't win Player of the Month for the month of April, it's a travesty because his home runs, last 5 games, he's hitting .455. He uses the whole field. He's short and quick to the baseball. This guy plays all out each and every play that he's out there on that field.
We know about their offense. How does James Shields approach that offense tonight?
James Shields throws the changeup, the cutter, the fastball, the curveball. Now this Colorado Rocky team who's hitting .293 at home, .255 on the road, they like the fastball. If he can locate the fastball in, like right there, and the cutter in, the 2-seamer to bring it back, along with that changeup and avoid the heart of the plate with the fastball, I think James Shields should have a good outing tonight here at Petco Park.
Well, certainly he's looking to get more run support. In fact, all of the starters are looking to get some more run support from this Padres offense. They'll try to do that tonight against John Gray and the Colorado Rockies. Coming up, Julie Alexandria will look into that run support. How's it going to happen? We'll find out. We come back right after this.
Proves to be the most potent. We might have to take a knock or 2 on defense, and I'm as defensively oriented as any manager you're ever going to come across. I think defense wins games, but we got to put some runs on the board consistently.
Rockies about to get underway. But first up, James Shields taking the mound for his 6th start in search of that first win. He has been a victim to a lack of run support despite very, very positive outings. Manager Andy Green weighed in on the situation before the game.
We got to find a way to score runs. Whatever lineup proves to be the most potent, we might have to take a knock or two on defense, and I'm as defensively oriented as any manager you're ever going to come across. I think defense wins games, but we got to put some runs on the board consistently.
Andy Green also adding that he wants the guys to embrace those offensive opportunities and not run from them. Embrace it, guys. When we come back, the Padres begin Game 1 of the 3-game set back here at Petco Park.
That's hit well. The wind will help it. The net ball is gone. And it's a fair ball. So Arenado blisters one. Kemp will touch them all. Where will that come down?
Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. And by Sony High-Res Audio. Finally, hear everything. Now the Padres taking the field behind James Shields as they are back home again to begin a homestand that has the Rockies here for 3, the Mets for 4. And Shields trying to grab his first win of the year. Let's check out the visiting Rockies lineup. It's brought to you by Hyundai. Charlie Blackmon will lead it off, the center fielder, with Trevor Story off to an amazing start this year. Been an amazing story. In fact, he is the Rookie of the Month in the National League. He is the shortstop. Carlos Gonzalez in right field. Nolan Arenado at third base with Gerardo PARRA in left field. Nick Hundley does the catching with Ben Paulsen at first base. DJ LeMahieu at second base bats 8th, and the pitcher John Gray bats out of the 9th spot for the Rockies.
And 34-year-old right-handed veteran James Shields, his 6th start of the year. He needs some support. Only 1.2 runs in his starts this year. He's sticking to his plan, though, even though he is winless, and he's pitching like a winner. What I would like to see is some runs early, give him a little breathing room, and maybe go 7+ innings tonight.
Let's check out the Padres behind them defensively, and it is brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Travis Jankowski getting the start in left field with John Jay in center, Matt Kemp around in right. Third to first, Brett Wallace with Alexei Ramirez. It is JEMILE Weeks and Will Myers around the infield, and it is Derek Norris who does the catching for James Shields. So here we go against the Rockies, a 3-game series. Comfortable conditions tonight in San Diego, 65 degrees to start the game. Partly cloudy is the forecast, but right now blue skies above Petco Park. Bill Miller has the plate for the umpires tonight. He'll be calling the balls and strikes with Pat Hoberg at first base, Brian Knight at second, and Todd Tichenor is the umpire at third. Bill Miller, the crew chief, has the plate tonight, and he is ready to go, as is Charlie Blackmon about to stand in here for the Rockies. Colorado coming in at an even 500. Walt Weiss's team 12-12. Tied atop the National League West with the Dodgers and the Giants. Brett Wallace in on the grass at third as Shields ready to deal the first pitch of the game. And we are underway. And Walt Weiss coming in here with that 500 record in his 4th year at the helm of the Rockies. 431 winning percentage over that time with Colorado.
I think any manager that is at the helm for the Rockies going into it, it's going to be a challenge. Very few winning seasons in the Mile High City.
The pitching coach, Steve Foster. I think that's
a tough gig, pitching coach.
Blackmon swinging away and fouls it off to the left out of play.
Well, Charlie Blackmon came off the DL on Friday. He had a stomach issue, pulled muscle in the stomach area, so hopefully James Shields can dispose of him quickly to start things off, because you don't want to have runners on base for Trevor Story, Carlos Gonzalez, Nolan Arenado.
He's got some good pop too. 6 leadoff home runs last year for him, so you got to be careful of that. He may have gone. They did go, according to home plate umpire Bill Miller. Didn't even check, made the call himself, and that'll even the count now at 2-2. I mentioned 500 record for Walt Weiss's team coming in. Dodgers also at 500, 13-13, and are the Giants. But you look at the Padres situation with a loss yesterday, 9-16, only 3.5 games back, and a lot of parity right now in the National League West, which is a good thing for San Diego.
And that's why a big homestand right here against these Rockies. They're probably playing best in the National League West right now. Hopefully they can win the series. Then the Mets come to town. They've got to deal with that rotation.
Ooh. Payoff pitch and a drive to right field. High and deep to right. If it stays fair, it's gone. It is down the line, and it is a foul ball. So, and the distance, but to the right of the pole. Blackmon not entirely sure as he looks back towards the dugout as he reaches second base. They come all the way back on a ball that he thought was going to be fair and gone.
Does the ball disappear? No. Nope. Well, no, because in the screen that's in the fair territory, you can see it in front of the screen. It was bleached out. It looked like on the yellow pole. That's what I got.
Well, the Rockies agree. Nobody arguing or having it challenged at the moment. Walt Weiss is looking back towards the phone, but I think they realize it is a foul ball. So Blackmon with a loud strike. Full count here, 3-2. On the ground right side, JEMILE Weeks gets the good hop and fires to first for the out. Well, this has been quite a story. Trevor Story, an amazing year so far for the rookie. You got Tulowitzki leaving the organization to go to the Blue Jays. You got Jose Reyes definitely suspended at the moment. This guy was the guy that they were thinking about in spring training. And how big has he been?
Big shoes to fill, and he has been huge. When you've got the guys in the lineup around you, the veteran Charlie Blackmon, you've got Carlos Gonzalez, Nolan Arenado, you've got guys batting in back of you, in front of you, getting on base. I mean, he's going to get good pitches to hit when you've got Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado following. So he is in a pretty good position in the lineup and playing a decent shortstop as well.
Yeah, a big piece of Norris on that, as Norris needs a little extra time here. Home plate umpire Bill Miller, a professional courtesy, doing that. And He'll take some time, clean off the plate. On a foul tip, they got Norris. How much do you think he does benefit from having guys around him that are so good offensively? He sees better pitches, you think?
No question about it. And what better guys on the Rockies to have as mentors as far as leading you along and teaching you about things like Carlos Gonzalez, Nolan Arenado, even Gerardo Parra been around a while. Nick Hundley, you can go down the lineup.
Drops a bunt down with Wallace at deep third, but Shields off the mound kind of flings it, and he'll fling it into right field. Backing it up is Kemp, only one base here for Story. Shields could not get much on that throw. Good play to get over there to get it because Wallace was at deep third and had no chance. Shields had the only chance. And a base hit here for Trevor Story.
You know, it's funny because I had this discussion with a couple of people before this ball game. When you've got a hitter like Trevor Story up at the plate, and if I'm pitching with the way he's swinging the bat, I'll give him the single. Okay, take the single. You know, it's going to be a challenge against Gonzalez and Arenado, but here's the way of looking at it. There's a double play in order. Carlos Gonzalez can ground into a double play many times. And Will Myers, he's yucking it up over there. Trevor Story says, hey, I'll take that knock. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I'll give him the single.
Yeah, when you're shifting, he's almost doing you a favor by doing that because now he's not going to have the chance to go deep. He's just going to take the one base. So you have Story at first base with one out. Here is Carlos Gonzalez. And you get into the meat of this order. Swing and a miss.
Well, James Shields gave it the old college try. Backpedaling. Staying on his feet nicely.
Keep the shift in the infield, the double play possibilities. But first to check here on Story at first base. And you got Brett Wallace on the right side of that infield as part of the shift. And only Alexei Ramirez on the left side. Of course, the shortstop can cover the most ground, so you leave Alexei over there.
Absolutely.
Good pitch, and it's 0-2. Back-to-back good pitches.
Oh, very susceptible to the changeup. And great location from James Shields. Down and away. You can't get hurt down there.
Short lead at first for Trevor Story, and a check on him. Still relatively close, even though that lead was not very large.
Hey, did you see how he took his foot off the bag to transfer to his hand, or his hand to his foot? He left kind of, as a first baseman, I'm keeping that tag on him.
Chop to first. Myers is going to go to second to get the lead runner. Back to first. It is a double play. Nicely done by the Padres. Half an inning done. The Padres are coming up. Padres are coming up here from San Diego as we check out the Padres starting lineup. It is brought to you by Toyota. John Jay at the top of that order as he is every day. Will Myers at first base with Matt Kemp in right. Brett Wallace at third base. Alexei Ramirez at shortstop with Derek Norris doing the catching. JEMILE Weeks, who finished that double play, the 3-6-4 double play that ended last inning. He bats seventh with Travis Jankowski in left and James Shields batting out of the 9 spot.
And right-hander John Gray on to make his third start. Scouting report brought to you by UC San Diego Health. He's heavy fuzz. He's got 96, 97 on that fastball and pitches into right-handers with regularity. Free and easy delivery from John Gray.
Saw the high earned run average for him coming in of 11.42. That's in just 2 appearances, though, against Pittsburgh and also LA as he comes into this outing. He's got, as you mentioned, great speed on the fastball. It can be straight at times, though.
He can get wild. He can get wild in the zone, but the strikeouts are there. You see the pitch selection this year. 95 average on the fastball. He's heavy on that 64% of the time. That slider is a wipeout pitch if he can get ahead 2 strikes.
John Jay hitting at 260 to start the night. No homers, 9 runs batted in for Jay. Padres would love to get off to a good start offensively here and grab some runs early. Here's a liner to left and a good start here tonight. John Jay's got himself an opposite field base hit to get it started. Let's check out the Rockies defensively and behind John Gray. Left to right across the outfield. GERARDO, PARRA, Charlie Blackmon, and Carlos Gonzalez from left to right in the infield. Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story, DJ LeMahieu, Ben Paulsen with Nick Hundley doing the catching for John Gray.
5th fewest errors in the National League for the Rockies. They can pretty much catch the ball. Pretty good infield for the Colorado Rockies, and they've got some speed in the outfield as well.
There's Will Myers with Jay at first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Myers taking it the other way, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Jay headed to third. He will get there. The throw is going to be cut off. And it's first and third. Sounded like a broken bat for Myers down towards the end of the bat. And he flips it into right field, and the Padres are in business here in the first inning.
Will Myers not wasting any time, and he will sacrifice that shillelagh for a base knock to right field. He knows that John Gray's got the high heat, and he just, you know what, that was his purpose to take that pitch. Look at the swing. Goes down and get it, shorten up on the backside. A little first and third action.
Well, the top of the order for the Padres pretty loose before the game, having a good time, and they start off this bottom of the first inning well.
Some brotherly love in that dugout. I like to see it, and it's rubbing off there on the field.
So Jay is single, Myers is single, first and third. Nobody out. Here's Matt Kemp. Terrific year so far against the Rockies, and overall for Kemp a terrific year. 7 homers, 19 runs batted in. And the big 3-run home run in game 1 of the series against the Dodgers over the weekend. And grounds this one foul.
There's that first pitch slider. I mean, John Gray knows the numbers about Matt Kemp. Runners in scoring position at 353 with 3 home runs. Hitting 364, 9 extra base hits in his last 8 games. He knows these numbers. He's got to be very careful. So he starts him off with a first pitch breaking ball.
On the ground down the line at third. It's a fair ball. In from third comes Jay. Will Myers is headed for third and maybe beyond. He's going to try and score. Throw coming in is going to be cut off, and the Padres get 2. Matt Kemp drives in a pair. It's 2-0 San Diego. Well, this is the start they needed, and they're getting it.
You got that right. Hey, stay in that dugout for a little bit longer for James Shields, as it looks like it was a breaking ball again. And I'll be quite honest with you. Any ball hit the third base, the Colorado Rockies are out there. I'm guessing that kid Arenado's going to get it, but he was way off the line. No dive. Kind of surprised he didn't dive after that ball. I mean, he plays with reckless abandon down there. Sneaks by for the 8th double for Matt Kemp this year.
So Kemp at second base. Nobody out here in the first inning. Still 3 straight hits here for the Padres and 2 runs. Now Brett Wallace. There's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball missing to Wallace. getting the start at third base and in the cleanup spot. Wallace, who generally comes off the bench. In fact, he has pinch hit 8 times already on the year, a role that he was so successful at last year.
I kind of like Brett Wallace being in the lineup tonight, and it's threefold. 1, left-hander against right-hander. B, hard-throwing straight fastball. And 4th, slider speed bat from Gray. He's a fastball slider guy, right? So I think there's 3 things working for Brett Wallace.
Is that the reason he's hitting so high in the order also?
I think so.
Rosales getting the night off, at least to begin the ball game, at third base, with Wallace getting the start at third and Rosales cheering him on. Outfield straight away on Wallace. They stack it up defensively on the right side of the infield. Three-0 pitch. And he gets a generous call there for a strike. 3-1.
That's okay. If you're hacking 3-0, that's not the pitch you want to hack at. Up and away.
I got Gray here on the ropes a little bit. He's got the first 2 outings not so good out. Now in this 3rd outing, starting off on the Rocky side here with the Padres back-to-back singles, 2-run double. Ball 4, now he walks Wallace. 4th straight Padre to reach here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Nick Hundley, the veteran catcher, out to talk to John Gray.
This is where hitters can be patient. All the pressure is on John Gray. He's got to come to these Padre hitters and make quality pitches. And in an event, sometimes like this, what does a pitcher do? Tries to make too good of a pitch, hangs over the heart of the plate, and then that's when you really step on the gas and put him out of commission. Knock him out.
Alexei Ramirez coming up here at 272. No homers, 8 runs batted in for the Padres shortstop. His 26th game. He's played in every one of them so far for San Diego. He's not had a game off yet. Swing and a miss. Jumping on that first pitch. Slider away. Ramirez sitting safely in 7 consecutive games, hitting at .407 during this 7-gamer. He drives this foul down the right field line, jumping on that fastball. Well, good to see some of the injured Padres. We were on the road, and a lot of them traveling with the Padres. Corey Spangenberg looking on.
Well, he's got the stopwatch, doing a little coaching right there, getting some times from the pitcher. I like that. Well, you know, when he's healthy, he's a threat on the base paths. And Tyson Ross nursing that right shoulder. We wish him well in his recovery.
8 Padres on the DL right now. First and second, nobody out. 2-0 San Diego. And that'll bounce in. Hundley did a good job of blocking. Saw Austin Hedges in the clubhouse today as well. He's around after his surgery.
Let's talk it out. Check out that curveball in the dirt, and Alexei Ramirez saying, nope, don't go. He's right in front of him. Little help. It's always nice to get a little help from the hitter.
Alexei Amarista in there, too.
Yeah. Ooh. I come up and hit him in the helmet?
Definitely hit something.
Check out when this ball hits off the ground and comes up. Oh, it hit the umpire.
Yep. Bill Miller in behind the plate. Let's look at that 7-game hitting streak for Alexei Ramirez. The runners in scoring position at .417.
It's a pretty good chance that he's going to see a slider right here. He started him off with one. I try to finish him off right here.
Up in the zone and chasing it is Ramirez to strike out. So there's the first out of the inning. Gray needed that.
Well, it was a slider, but it was a hanger. And sometimes you hang them just enough. Out of the hand, it looks like a Big old beach ball coming in, and before you know it, it's up around the chin or the eyes, and it's really tough to get up on top of that pitch.
Two on, one away, and it brings up Derek Norris. This is game number 26 for the Padres and his 23rd start. He is very much the everyday catcher for the Padres. And he'll take the breaking ball for strike one. Just the 150 average for Norris, but we've talked about it so much. He's hit the ball hard so many times. You look at his average and you go, really? It's only 150. Very surprising because of all the contact that he has made this year.
And it sounds so cliche. Well, you just got to keep swinging. Well, you know what? That's what you have to do. And that's one of the toughest things as an athlete, to erase it from your hard drive and come to the ballpark the next day after an over. Or you punch out 3 times. It's not easy, but the guys that consistently do it year in and year out are the guys that forget about it and keep hacking.
Other night in Los Angeles had a 2-hit game, and swing and a miss here on a breaking ball again from Gray.
Well, breaking out the curveball. Well, had some 12-6 action to it. He very rarely throws that, and that's a great scene there. Dad talking to his son and teach him a little baseball. Hey, why is he doing that? Well, this is why. Love it.
Norris flares it foul off to the right, out of play. Last year, Norris in his first year with the Padres setting career highs in nearly every offensive category.
Oh, he was a doubles machine last year.
49 extra base hits last year altogether, most among all catchers in 2015. And he strikes out looking. Newett takes with him the second strikeout for John Jay.
Well, judging by the body language, it looks like Derek was looking for something off speed. He had that slider early in the count. He got him with the curveball, and then all of a sudden the freeze fastball. I think he had that little breaking ball in the back of his mind and couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
So Gray has bounced back here pretty quickly. He got Ramirez to strike out, got Norris to strike out, and now deals with JEMILE Weeks. Weeks settling into that everyday second base position. The absence of Corey Spangenberg, who we saw moments ago, still on the DL. As Gray falls behind out of the gate.
By the way, that strikeout to Derek Norris was 98 on the gun.
He's got it.
He was saving a little extra with 2 strikes there.
Fights this one off the thumbs and fouls it back to the screen.
That'll get your attention.
How does hands feel?
Hey, have you taken batting practice before?
I have.
It's a great experience, isn't it? It really gives you an idea on how quickly the game moves.
Yes.
At home plate. It's unbelievable.
And how you can hurt your hands.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, if you don't hit it on the sweet spot?
No. Doesn't feel great.
No.
In the air to right, Gonzalez is there, and he makes the catch in right field to end the inning. But the Padres score twice in the bottom of the first inning. John Jay got it started. Myers, and then Kemp drives them both in. It's 2-0 San Diego.
Park, the Padres lead by 2 as we head to the top of the second. Well, both right fielders Matt Kemp and Carlos Gonzalez have a very long tenured friendship, and both are off to a very impressive start of the season after battling back from injury at the beginning of last season. Well, before this 2016 season started, they made an all-star pact where Carlos Gonzalez told Matt Kemp, you know, this is your year, so you better be at that all-star game. And Matt Kemp told him, well, if you're not there, we're going to have issues. Matt Kemp also said that he has one of the best lefty swings he's ever seen.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. Well, Nolan Arenado trying to get the Rockies right back in it here again with a base hit to start the second inning.
How about Nolan Arenado denying the shift? Heavy on the left side. Will Myers all by his lonesome self. 1-2. It's a 3-hopper right to where the second baseman traditionally plays, but just goes to show you he's got good back control. You can see him actually try to inside out that pitch and just spank it that way.
Second hit off of Shields in this game. Arenado with a leadoff base hit to right. It brings up Gerardo PARRA. 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. We're talking about the lack of runs that Shields has received. He has got the second lowest, 1.36 on average, lowest run support. And Straley, the Cincinnati Reds, has already got 2 here tonight, so he's already ahead of the game here.
Yeah, exactly. There's your 2 runs, big boy. Well, hopefully he can get him in the dugout quickly to add on. Oh, he's got a good changeup working tonight.
Brent Wallace sitting on the grass at third base. Gerardo PARRA, the veteran left fielder here for the Rockies. And a home run yesterday. The Rockies were at Arizona. This one fouled off at the plate. He's down 1-2.
I'll tell you, if James could continue that feel for the good changeup, is going to make some of the backs of the Rockies a little sore. Because that'll throw out your back. It looks like a fastball, and then if you can spot that fastball, I'll tell you what, he's going to have a good night on that hill.
Well, another beautiful night tonight in San Diego at Petco Park for Game 1 of this homestand for the Padres. A 7-game homestand, 3 for the Rockies, then 4 for the New York Mets, beginning on Thursday. Gerardo PARRA waiting on a 1-2. That's outside. Shields a little upset with himself on that delivery. PARRA signing a 3-year contract with the Rockies this past January. He's got a 7-game hitting streak at 371 coming into tonight's action. Again, he homered yesterday. Now has 3 home runs on the year.
You see the trend, James Shields against him, trying to keep down and away. He's taking a lot of time getting set up in that box.
On the ground, foul.
Working on his curveball. Now stay on top of it. Don't work around it. See how he's working around it? Yeah. We got Tommy John scheduled next week.
Yeah. You got to get to him and fix that. You got to send a message down to him. Try to figure out how you can help out so he can avoid Tommy John surgery next week. I mean, he's so young. As PARRA backs out. Shields wants to talk to Norris. So what should he do? I mean,
the youngster, hopefully we see him in the big leagues someday. Remember he was going like this.
Yeah.
No. See that? You don't work around it. You got to stay on top, son. You got to go like this. Rather than work around this way, you stay on top this way. And the knuckles scrape the ceiling. See right there. You scrape the ceiling, you stay on top. And your elbow acts the same way on a fastball as it does a properly thrown curveball. If you twist your arm, now he's working on the, oh, now for sure he's going to have rotator cuff surgery along with that Tommy John. We'll see you in 2018, kid.
Swing and a miss for PARRA. He strikes out first K for Shields. Well, let's take a look at the keys of the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, one is keep Arenado and Gonzalez quiet. Arenado, 4 home runs his last 5 games, a .455 average, and Gonzalez, .360 and 3 home runs against James Shields. And continue the trend of pitching. How about the pitching? The starters, 18 1/3 innings in Los Angeles, only 3 runs given up. And the bullpen, 7 innings pitched, 1 run. So continue that trend tonight.
Very impressive. 1 down and 1 on here for the Rockies. Here's Nick Hundley. Fouls it straight back for strike 1. Only a .256 coming in, couple home runs and 6 runs batted in. Last home run for Hundley was on Friday in Arizona. Last year's first year with the Rockies. On the ground foul outside of third base. A career best 301 in 103 games. Second highest average among major league catchers a year ago. We saw a lot of runs in that first series at Coors Field in Colorado, but that's Coors Field. You're going to see a lot of runs.
There's going to be the big inning. You got to stay away from the huge inning. You're going to score 3-4 innings, or 3-4 runs an inning, maybe 5. But you give up 7 or 8, which can happen in a heartbeat.
We're talking about the starters and their earned run average since April the 12th, and the Padres with a 2.86 earned run average.
And with the way things started, I mean, and we talked about the standings earlier. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Even though the Padres are below 500, last place, and going into tonight's game, 3.5 games out, and the way they're starting to pitch now, things could turn.
And with so few innings, you think about the way the season started against the Dodgers, in which the Dodgers offensively, what they did to the Padres starters in that first series of the year right here at Petco Park. And from April the 12th on, they have really turned things around. And I mentioned the other night in Los Angeles, you're now starting to see guys getting used to roles in the pen as well. It's not overtaxed. 1-2 pitch coming to Hundley, and he'll spin out of the way.
And Don, I think you'd agree with me. In this game of baseball, like any sport, a little luck is nice to have, right?
Sure.
Like any team, especially baseball, it's good once in a while to face a team when they're not playing well. And you know what? The Dodgers were not scoring offensively, but you know what? That's a hang with them. Padres didn't make the schedule. Every team's going to have their ups and downs, but they just happen to catch the Dodgers at a bad time, and the pitching came through big time.
Nick Hundley with good numbers, 429 against his former team in 10 games. Home run, 4 runs batted in.
Well, we had him 0-2. Now it is a full count to Nick Hundley. We got to locate the fastball here. Nick Hundley, one of the reasons why the numbers are creeping up, going to right field. Matt Kemp over near that right field line. In right.
Runner goes, and a liner foul into the seats. Yeah, a nice grab down there by a fan. That's why you bring your glove.
That is one heck of a catch.
Nice.
Coming in hot.
Handed it off to a little boy in behind him.
Yeah.
Last time Arenado was running. This time he was back to the bag as Shields looked him back. On a 3-2 count with 1 out here in the second inning.
You know, when Shields has that feel for the changeup, he'll throw it any time. He might throw a slider inside right here. Or a little cutter. Or step off.
Pirates holding on. Arenado at first base with one out here in the second inning. There he goes again at first, and the pitch is a ball inside. First walk allowed by Shields, and it's now first and second with one away. So Arenado at second, Hundley at first, and Ben Paulsen coming up.
Well, a couple of factors here. One out, force at any base. A left-hander can utilize the changeup here from James Shields, maybe roll one over. Left-hander's batting .224 this year off James Shields.
On the ground towards second base, could be two. Weeks to second for one, on to first for two. There you go. Able to turn the inning-ending double play. Nicely done. Inning and a half done with the Padres on top 2-0. Truck's tools of the trade focuses on Arenado at third base.
Oh, this kid can play. This is the last game played in Arizona, and look at him. Backpedaling, throwing accurately. Now watch this next play. As he leaps up. Now that's not the end of the show. What in the Cirque du Soleil is going on over there at third base?
Wow.
Don't hit it in his general area. He actually caught that ball and then flips over in the accuracy. The gymnastic-like effects, the way he moves his body and gets to baseballs, he plays with reckless abandon. He just, I tell you what, for our generation, he's one of the third basemen that's going to stick out for a long, long time. Don't you think?
I agree. Not having seen a great deal of him, saw him a lot during spring training. Unbelievable. He can do it all.
By the way, that ball, that last one we saw, the one hit to his left, they recorded the ball off the bat, 111 miles an hour.
This one fouled straight back. You now have exit velocity. You have everything.
Launch.
It's incredible. Everything now is monitored.
Spin rate.
Quantified.
Love the word quantify.
I love it.
You have to quantify.
Right. I like using it in a sentence correctly sometimes.
It's like Arenado this year. I mean, the numbers are just amazing. 74 chances. He has no miscues. He's turned 4 double plays.
It's quantifiable.
Absolutely. That's in 24 games.
Jankowski with a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Says Todd Titchener. He didn't think so. Took a look down there, but Titchener rings him up, and that is the third strikeout for Gray, who's now retired. 4 Padres in a row.
And Travis most definitely goes on that one.
One down here in the second inning brings up the Padres pitcher, James Shields. 1 for 8 so far in the season. 163 in his career.
Don, I'd like to correct myself. I gave a false piece of information, right? And I always want to correct myself. John Gray on the mound, he was the one who had the pulled muscle. He got a late start. He's on the DL. I said that Charlie Blackmon had a pulled muscle in the stomach, but no, Charlie Blackmon had the turf toe. So, and then he was recently back in the DL on Friday. So, Charlie Blackmon, turf toe. John Gray, stomach muscle. Just wanted to get that taken care of. And actually, Gray having the pulled muscle, I was told that it's kind of helping keep him back in his delivery and not rush.
Interesting.
So he wouldn't re-injure that muscle, and it makes sense, kind of.
Well, you can sometimes overcompensate coming back from some injuries.
Oh yeah. Those oblique muscles, man, those oblique strains, those can get you.
Swing and a miss. Nasty pitch down and away. And Shields strikes out. That's the 4th strikeout now for John Gray. Using the slider a lot.
And you know, that's a good point, Don, because with 2 strikes, it seems like that's what John Gray goes to. That's his go-to pitch when he's got 2 strikes on a hitter.
So 2 down, 5 in a row retired by Gray, and it brings up the top of the order, John Jay. Jay single to left field in the 1st inning, came around to score the first Padres run of the night. And it takes strike 1.
In fact, only 1 letter separates these 2.
That's correct. So I'll probably mess it up all night long between John Gray and John Jay.
Actually, 2 letters, G and R. Guns N'
You're
Roses,
right.
I was talking, yeah. It is Paradise City here in San Diego, no doubt about it.
You rarely get a cold November rain here. 0-2 pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-2. And Shields, 29 pitches through the first 2 innings. Gave up a hit and a walk, but was able to get Paulsen a ground into that 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. There's a ground ball left side. Story to the backhand, the throw over. Arenado gets there in time. So 1-2-3 second for John Gray, a 2-0 Padres lead. On to the 3rd inning, and James Shields starts it with a strike. DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman for the Rockies, leading it off here in the third inning. LeMahieu, Gray, and BLACKMON. 8-9-1 for Colorado. Look at Shields' record, 0-4 coming in. He could easily be 2-2. Record not indicative in any way the way he has pitched so far this season. Talked about the lack of run support that he's received. He's pitched deep into games. He's got a couple of runs to work with. On top right now, 2-0 as he works in the third inning.
Yeah, the previous 5, 0 runs. 3, 2, 1, 0. 2 tonight.
On the outside corner.
Hey, stay right out there. Get those calls and have yourself a good night.
10th career start for Shields against the Rockies. Second this season. Started at Coors Field on the 10th of April. Took a loss that day. Went 7 innings. Last year was 4-0 against Colorado in 5 starts. This one is lined to left field, and that's in for a base hit. LeMahieu take a wide turn at first, but hold on with a leadoff single to begin things in the third inning. Let's check in with Julie.
Hey guys, well, in a roster move earlier today, the Padres have designated for assignment left-handed reliever Michael Kirkman, and they decided to recall from AAA El Paso Alex Dickerson. Andy likes the fact that he's a 5th bat off the bench and likes that he can give him some options late in games, so he will be here as of tomorrow.
We saw a lot of Alex Dickerson certainly during spring training and last year for the first time at the major league level. He was hitting at .352 with 3 home runs at the time of his call-up. Steve Finley is going to be joining us in a little bit. He's part of our third man in here in the ballgame tonight. I'd be curious to get his take on what he saw. He was just in El Paso. Had a chance to see Alex Dickerson, who's been rolling right along and coming up hot to the majors.
Word on the street was that he was barreling up a lot of pitches down there in AAA El Paso.
Ray, the pitcher, showing bunt, pulling it back.
Steve Finley's going to join us in the fifth inning.
Ray at the plate so far this year, 0 for 3. In at the corners, Wallace and Myers. Myers holding the runner on LeMahieu, then turning and coming in. Squaring already and dropping it down, but foul. So the Rockies have had at least 1 base runner in every inning so far. Padres turned a double play in the first inning and in the second inning. DJ LeMahieu leading off this inning with a base hit to left. Check on him at first base, diving back to the bag. Very shallow, the outfielders for the Padres. With the Rockies pitcher batting. Drop down the first baseline, and it'll go foul. Myers standing in foul ground, and that'll leave the count now at 2-2. First series of the year for the Rockies here at Petco Park. They'll be back in June. And then in September, one of the 3 series played here. The Padres have already been to Coors Field once this year. 2 series remaining there. Swinging away and fouls it off.
Oh, you got to really get those hands back quickly if you're going to show a bunt and then pull them back. You don't want to get beat on the fastball. You can see how late John Gray was on that last pitch. Trying to get those hands back.
40th pitch of the night coming up here for James Shields. Pulls it back and strikes out. Second strikeout for Shields. First out here in the third inning.
And it's even tougher when you throw a wrinkle up there in the slider and perfectly located down and away. He showed bunt, pulled back. James Shields flips up the slider for a big first out.
One down, back up to the top of the order. Second time through now for James Shields. Charlie Blackmon rounded out to second base in the first inning. Too far outside that time. Sixth start of the year for James Shields. Blackmon not afraid to drop down an occasional bunt as well. You got to be aware of that. And Wallace was creeping in at third base. Shields has been in the big league since 2006 when he broke in with the Tampa Bay Rays. Time in Tampa Bay, Kansas City, and now his second year here in San Diego. Here goes the runner at first. A swing and a miss for Blackmon. The throw from his knees is not in time. So Ramirez reels in the throw from Norris, who threw from one knee. And LeMahieu able to steal second base and get into scoring position.
As soon as that leg was up, he was running a little hit and run action with a flash look from LeMahieu, and a nice pick by Alexei. And once again, I mentioned this earlier in the season. I think Derek Norris, as we take a look, does he stay on the bag? He's on the bag. He stays. Yes, he does. I think Derek is sacrificing a little bit of oomph for quickness, throwing from his knees.
Getting rid of it quicker, but not enough behind it.
Correct.
Or less behind it, I should say.
Right, exactly.
We saw it work so well during spring training. Through like 5 or 6 guys during the spring doing just that. And I'm pretty sure you would teach it that way, but it was effective.
No, right. Hey, Benito Santiago.
Yeah.
He was
pretty good at it.
It was fun to watch.
On the ground right side, Weeks to his left will throw to first base for the out, but a productive out. Blackmon retired, and taking third base is LeMahieu. Follow Padres baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. I guess that's my promo from now on. For some reason, they've elected to take it away from you and give it to me. So
And you think that's funny?
I don't know why. I don't make these decisions. Our producer, Max Michalak, made that decision. And I'm just doing what they tell me. They just put it in front of me and I read it. I thought you did a great job. This is on the ground to a shortstop. It'll be Weeks on the left side of the infield. He throws him out.
You are not doing the copyright. I'm going to put my hand down.
Without express written concession from the San Diego Padres. Rockies as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning. Greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. And here are the players and pitchers for the month of April. Bryce Harper, 286 during the month, 9 home runs. Manny Machado for the Baltimore Orioles at 344 with 7 homers. The pitchers of the month, Jake Arrieta, 5 starts, 5-0. Tough to do better than that. Well, Jordan Zimmerman actually was better than that, 5-0, but with a 0.55.
Almost a full half run as well.
That's pretty good.
That's
really good.
Can you say dominating?
Yes. Now Will Myers leading it off here in the third inning. Myers, Kemp, and Wallace. So you want to keep the copyright, huh?
There's no way you're doing that one.
Okay.
That's mine. That's my baby.
To the point where you don't even need the copy anymore. I mean, it's off the top of your head.
Well, you know. That's what a high school education will do for you.
The 1-1.
You know what? That's a pitch. And look at the reaction from Will. He wants that pitch back. There was last road trip, San Francisco, there was a couple of times when Cueto leaked a couple pitches they couldn't capitalize. He works underneath that one. That's a crushable pitch. There was a couple pitches Kershaw threw, first and third, leaked over the heart of the plate, and the Padres just couldn't capitalize. Those are the pitches that you really got to crush and do some damage.
Line to right center field. Blackmon moving over to make the running catch. That looked like it had gap written all over it off the bat, but Blackmon covered some ground quickly into right center field and catches that sinking line drive for it. First out here of the third inning.
Generally off the right-handed bat, that ball's going to slice. I think that ball was crushed so hard that it kind of stayed straight for Charlie Blackmon and worked to Charlie's advantage in center field.
One down, it brings up Matt Kemp. I want to ask you about Clayton Kershaw, because I have not done a lot of games where Clayton Kershaw was pitching. To me yesterday, he seemed like right out of the gate pitching angry. Like, this losing streak is going to stop, and it's going to stop with me.
You saw the same thing I did.
Unbelievable.
And we mentioned it after that first half of the inning at Dodger Stadium. You looked at me, I looked up at you, and I said, you know what? This kid is on a mission this afternoon. It's going to stop today. And you know what? He could have pitched against the best offensive team, I think, and he would have done the same. You know why? Because he was hitting his spots. And once again, I revert back to what I just said. There was a couple times, maybe 2, to where they had a chance to make a mistake, or crush a mistake out of the hand of Kershaw, and it just didn't happen.
And that one threat you were talking about, first and third. Chasing that is Kemp, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's strikeout number 5 for John Gray. Get a look here at what Gray can do here as he settles into this outing.
Well, John Gray, he's going to go after you with the hard stuff. First pitch, a little slider away. You can see the hack by Matt Kemp. He was not on it. Now try catching up to that after seeing the slider, and then he puts him away. So he's got one pitch that he can throw at any time, and then the hitter's got that in the back of his mind. Trying to catch up to it, that's tough duty right there.
Rockies going into the shift here on the right side on Wallace, who bats for the second time tonight. Wallace shows bunt, pulls it back, gets a leg out of the way on a pitch down and in at 95. Wallace walked in the first inning.
Breaking out the changeup to the big left-handed power hitter. Not a bad idea.
John Gray, 24 years old, from Chandler, Oklahoma. First round pick by the Rockies in 2013. Not sure getting his first major league experience. 9 games, 9 starts. Ended up 0-2 with a 5.53. Not many decisions in those 9 starts. Center field, and Blackmon out there coming in to make the catch. A little fooled there on a ball right at him, a sinking liner, but Wallace makes the grab. 2-0 Padres. Lead over the Rockies as we head to the top of the 4th inning. And for James Shields, we're dealing with 3, 4, and 5. And take a look at this combination and career for Shields against Arenado, 522, 360 for Gonzalez against Shields. So both have hit him pretty well over the years.
And that was one of my keys to the game, to keep these two guys quiet. And so far, he's done quite well. Only a single against Arenado, and the double play that Gonzalez grounded into to end the first.
You put that combination up against any starting pitcher, and I bet you their numbers are pretty good.
Absolutely. No question about it.
Gonzalez grounded into the double play. He's back in the first inning and fooled on that pitch.
And once again, the shift. Are you a big fan, Don?
Yeah.
I like the shift too. Some people out there absolutely despise it. They say it's not good for the game.
You know, it's funny how it has, you know, it used to be one guy you're worried about. I feel like now it's maybe too much shifting, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, not every guy needs to be shifted against. I mean, maybe the numbers say something else. But, I mean, clearly they do, because that's what they're doing. I mean, they virtually shift on everybody now, one way or another.
The numbers have skyrocketed. You're absolutely right. And I'm a fan. And I think that's the pitcher in me.
There's a dribbler, and this is going to be a fair ball. Over to pick it up is Alexei Ramirez, but Carlos Gonzalez just trickles it down the third base line for a base hit.
And you know, that was just a mistake. This ball was actually looked like it cued off the end of the bat. He was fooled by an off-speed pitch and just inside the bag. Nothing you can do there.
So lead runner on here now for the Colorado Rockies. Third time in 4 innings now the Rockies have had the lead runner on. Arenado, the batter, singled to right field in the second inning.
Ball's in play. Okay, 31% on the ground there. Majority pulled. Well, when you look at Alexei Ramirez, he falls right on the left edge. I stand corrected. Those are total balls hit that way. So that makes sense, right? Alexei's there, and then you see in the outfield Travis Jankowski in that little slice of pie.
They're stacked up, lined up, and guarding the line at third base right now is Brett Wallace. Arenado with a swing. Swung so hard, went down to one knee.
Okay, here's what I was always told. When an outfield is playing straight up, you connect the dots from first base to second base, and look at where it leads to. That guy. When you're playing straight up in right field, third base to second base, straight line, that's playing straight up. Over here would be obviously playing them in the gap, and so on and so forth. Pretty cool, huh?
That is pretty cool. I never looked at it that way. So diagonally they line up, or they should, if they're straight up.
I forgot who the coach was that told me, but I was interested when you hear the word, okay, hey, play him straight up. Well, I was told that if you drew a line from first to second, for instance, Jankowski's playing him straight up. He's going Paula Abdul on him.
This is going to be into center field, a base hit for Arenado, and it's back-to-back hits here for the combination of Gonzalez and Arenado here in the 4th inning.
You know, as a pitcher, when you look at this lineup, I'll give up the singles. I'll give up the singles. If you stay away from the extra base hits and the long balls, hey, I'll take my chances. And we start with the first pitch from James Shields to Arenado. We know the damage he can do, but James Shields got the good breaking ball and the good changeup. Dicing and slicing, away, inside. Changeup again, behind 2-0. That's a good sign. Now 3-1, the danger zone. Got jammed with a little breaking ball there because it was in a little bit. And once again, I'll give him the single. Ooh, he's rattling his hands. He got in his kitchen.
So 2 on, nobody out. Gerardo Parra the batter, and a ground ball towards second base. Weeks will flip to second for 1. On to first, it is in time. The third double play turned by the Padres on the night. See here if the Rockies are going to challenge this or not. It was a bang-bang play at first. And PARRA thought he beat it, so he hangs around first base here to see if they're going to challenge it or not.
I thought he had it at second base. Oh yeah, he had it. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, second base isn't the problem.
Oh, I think first base.
First base is the problem.
Oh, I think he got him. Ball's in the back of the glove. Oh, we got some chirping going on.
They want him to make a decision. Home plate umpire Bill Miller yelling into the dugout, "Are you going to challenge this or not?" It's taking forever.
You know, that field mic picks it up pretty well.
Yep.
And that one angle, I think I heard glove first, then foot. I mean, it was bang bang, no doubt about it.
They're going to check it out. So they are going to challenge it.
Oh, I got out.
I think you're right. I didn't think so initially, but now I do after watching the replay. Rockies were taking a long time to decide whether or not they were going to challenge this or not. Bill Miller said, "Hey, let's go."
You think there should be a clock on that?
I do. Yeah, I think they have to make a decision quicker than they are.
I think they should too. They have to take into consideration them relaying the information. First of all, going to the phone,
right,
calling their Hawkeye guys in the clubhouse,
video guy,
and then relaying the information.
And you got to look at it too.
Yeah, that's right.
You're talking about two different reviews, really. Your guy, first of all, to decide whether or not you're going to do it, is reviewing it, and then it goes to New York, and then they got to review it. So I think you got to shorten up the front end of that as to whether or not you're going to challenge it.
Yeah.
Just take a chance on some of these. Still out. Double play. Third double play of the night for the Padres. Been a big part of this game. On to third goes Carlos Gonzalez, but now with 2 down in the inning. So a double play in the first, double play in the second, and now a double play here in the 4th inning. Rockies lose their challenge. Walt Weiss.
No mas, right?
So that is it. Padres have their challenge remaining. 2 down. Gonzalez at third base, and here is Nick Hundley. Walking lead for Gonzalez. Hundley walked in the second inning. Only walk allowed tonight by James Shields.
It will be interesting to see how Shields, even though Hundley's a right-handed hitter, we saw the numbers against the Padres, but Paulsen, the lefty, once again, utilizing that changeup. He rolled over in a double play last time. Even though there's 2 outs, you roll over again, you go the short way. So I think this might be not giving Nick Hundley much to hit. Just my gut feeling.
Kind of pitching around him. Not him there, and it's fouled back to the screen. 2-1.
Did you see James' reaction? I think he kind of had the reaction like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I threw the ball there. That's not where I wanted it," because it was right down the middle, and he may have gotten away with one there. You know, if you're pitching around a guy, I've always felt this. Every pitch is like an 0-2 pitch. You're trying to nibble. You're trying to get that little inside, outside, up and away a little bit. That's a good way of thinking about it if you're pitching around a guy.
60th pitch of the night is a liner to right field. It sends Kemp back, and he's not going to get there. It's by him to the track on the wall. From third base, Carlos Gonzalez will score, and into second base with an RBI double goes Nick Hundley. And the Rockies are on the board, a 2-out RBI double for Nick Hundley.
I think one of the reasons that we take a look at a little slider from James Shields, it stays on the inside part of the plate, and Nick Hundley, he does a fine job of driving that ball the opposite way. I mean, that's why I think Nick Hundley has really evolved and matured into a pretty decent big league hitter. He gave that ball a ride. That was a slider on the inner half of the plate.
So Hundley in scoring position at second. Ben Paulsen coming up. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play first time up. Nice strike call, and it's a ball and a strike. Paulsen coming in, hitting at 320. And pretty good with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, 5 for 8. He's got Hundley at second base right now. And a grounder foul over by the Padres dugout. Drops in there for strike 3. That was pretty. Shields allows a run in the top of the 4th inning. The Padres have a 2-1 lead after 3.5. MLB history brought to you by Geico. In 1983, the Chicago White Sox hosted the All-Star game. In the bottom of the 3rd, Fred Lynn hit the first ever Grand Slam in All-Star history off Adley Hammaker. The American League would go on to win 13-3, their first win since 1971 against the National League. And of course, the All-Star game in 2016 right here at Petco Park. MLB All-Star voting continues. Now it's on Padres.com or MLB at bat. Which will miss for ball 1.
That's going to be some kind of nice. That's going to be a great week here in San Diego.
Now you knew a lot of the people involved in that.
I did.
That magical moment.
Yeah, that was 1983. That was my 3rd year in pro ball, and I was in the Giants organization. And Adley Hammaker, his shoulder, he was hanging by a thread that game. Fred Lynn was a teammate of mine here in San Diego, 1990. Love Fred. Lives up in La Costa.
Very nice man.
Manny Trio was on base there. He was a teammate of mine in San Francisco.
Popped up, shallow right. And look out from second base. Basket catch made by LeMahieu. Nicely done. You had Carlos Gonzalez, Ben Paulsen, DJ LeMahieu, all in the area. And it's the Rockies' second baseman who takes charge and makes the basket catch.
He's got the best angle. And look at Gonzalez there backing him up in case that ball bounces out of that glove or caroms a certain way.
Well, don't look now, but John Gray has retired 10 Padres in a row. Tough beginning to this game for him. He gave up back-to-back singles, then a 2-run double, then a walk. Since then, he's retired 10 in a row and struck out 5 along the way.
And he's broken out the curveball as well. That was the first pitch curveball to Derek Norris, and it's a dandy. You see the pitch breakdown, 53 total for the right-hander.
Norris struck out looking in the first inning, so getting his second look at Gray. There's a hack there. The breaking ball 0-2.
You could see why this kid was a #1 pick in 2013, 3rd overall in the draft. John Gray.
Strike 3 call. Norris becomes the 6th strikeout victim for John Gray. 2 down. Check back in with Julie.
Hey guys, well, an injury update for you with a positive twist here when it comes to infielders Alexi Amarista, Yangervis Solarte, and Corey Spangenberg. All 3 of them ran on flat ground today, which is definitely improvement in their rehab stint. And also left-handed pitcher Robbie Erlin, who is out with a sore left elbow. He underwent an MRI today, and those results should be available by tomorrow. So good stuff all around, and hopefully they'll be coming back soon.
All right, Julie, thanks very much. A bunt bid here by JEMILE Weeks, running up in the box, trying to drop one down, but he fouled it off. Well, the injuries piled up there for a while, and I'm sure Andy Green would like to get some of those guys starting to trickle back in the active roster for the Padres.
There's Yangervis on the left, Alexi on the right. Yeah, being injured is no fun. You don't feel part of the team.
Hey, think about it. You know, the club was away. You're trying to get better. Well, I'm sure you don't feel like much part of the team during that time. Fouled back to the screen.
I did a lot of cheerleading.
I find that hard to believe.
It's part of the game that I loved, actually. I mean, I hated being hurt, but being on the bench and rooting on your teammates.
One-two to Weeks. And a swing and a miss. Tough swing. That was biting in on him, and he strikes out. 7 Ks for Gray, who's right now in a pretty good groove. Padres have a 2-1 lead. For John Gray, he's got 7 Ks. Most recent victim is JEMILE Weeks. Lead over the Rockies as we head here into the 5th inning. Steve Finley joining us here for a couple of innings. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Steve, glad you could join us.
I am. It's been an interesting game so far. We have an ephus curve. Haven't seen that in a while.
Is that unbelievable?
He never thought. There's no way he saw that on video because I've not seen him throw it all year.
That's incredible. Pitcher's duel. Hey, one thing I've noticed about John Gray, he's breaking out the hammer more recently. Early on, it was the good fastball, 96, 97. He's got the little tight slider.
Well, yeah, you watch his slider. He's placing it on that outside corner, starting on the outer half of the plate and breaking it off the plate. That makes him tough.
Ground ball sharply hit on the ground and by the dive of JEMILE Weeks at second base, and DJ LeMahieu is aboard here to begin things in the 5th inning.
As a left-handed hitter, Steve Finley, that biting slider seems to be one of the tougher pitches, not only to try to make contact, but keep fair.
One of my least favorite pitches as a left-handed hitter, especially if you have a righty that can bring it down and in like at Chan-Ho Park. I remember.
Right.
Wore me out on the down and in slider, especially with he had that good fastball like Chatwood's throwing tonight. It makes it tough.
Lead runner on here for the Rockies now. John Gray, the pitcher, batting for himself, a strikeout victim, first time up. And he's squaring already. So I'll pull it back a few times too and take some hacks.
So, Steve, I understand you did some traveling and caught up with some minor league teams.
I did. I was with Salt Lake City for 4 days with the El Paso team in Salt Lake City. They were swinging the bats great. Renfroe looked great. Dickerson, who's up here, was contacting the ball as good as anybody down there. So I'm happy to see him up here. I mean, overall, there's a lot of good young talent that's getting very close to coming up here to help. Is
Hunter Renfroe using the whole field? Is he strictly pull? And what type of hitter do you see him right now?
I saw him really maturing as a hitter from spring training until now, because I didn't get to see a lot of him last year. Laying off tough pitches and really using the whole field.
He went around offering it that pitch. We saw him in the exhibition game in El Paso. I mean, he just looks like a great athlete. The way he performed down there during spring training as well.
Well, I think one thing you'll see from him that people are going to love when he's up here is his arm. It is an absolute bazooka, as good as anybody in the game here right now. He threw out 2 guys with laser beams to home and laser beam to third, with right on the money, accurate.
Now, Steve, forgive me, but I know you're traveling around looking at some teams for the minor leagues, but do you have an official title with the Padres?
I don't know. It's a good question. Special assistant, they call this.
Okay, special assistant.
But just kind of going around and helping guys.
Good.
I answered to Tony Tarasco, the minor league outfield and base running, and Louis Ortiz, Sam Gainey, and just talk to them about what I see, and they give me things that they want guys to work on when I'm there, and just pay attention and try to get to know the guys and what makes them tick.
Now 1 down in the inning after Gray strikes out, and it's back up top now for Charlie Blackmon, who's 0 for 2. You enjoy that?
I do. I started with international about 4 years ago and realized I really enjoy teaching the game, and I'm glad it's now transitioned to working for a major league club.
Blackmon 0 for 2 is grounded out twice to second base in the game tonight. The Padres are double play depth. They've already turned 3 in this game.
Might see a change up here.
He's not afraid to throw it, that's
no,
for sure.
He's not. Do you watch any of the games in Los Angeles, Steve?
I did not. I was traveling.
The reason why I ask you is because we noticed that Jock Peterson, Trace Thompson, particularly Jock Peterson, he was playing a deep center field. If you were to play here at Petco Park, where would you play? Did you like to play shallow or deep?
Very shallow. I mean, I always said the ball here, usually when it went up to the gap, this was a while ago before more of these buildings were built, it was like throwing a Frisbee into the wind. The ball would just go up, and then it looked like it was going to carry the wall and just come down really soft, and able to even run under a lot of balls. So more balls land in front of you. You know this is a pitcher. More base hits are going to land in front of you than balls that go over your head. Balls that go over your head are usually mistakes. So I like to take away as many singles as I could.
Pretty good pitch right there, but just missed.
So now Shields behind 3-1. He's walked only 1 so far in this game and struck out 4. Mayhew held on to first base by Myers. And the strike over the outside corner.
Thank you.
Make up for the last pitch.
How many times did you ask an umpire, hey, what would you ask an umpire? Let's say it's a pitch like that. Hey, where do you got that? Is that as high as you're going to go? Is that as low as you're going to go?
Yeah, you try to feel an umpire out. Some guys you could talk to a little more. Sometimes, you talk to them after an at-bat. Maybe you come back up the next time of, hey, you were right, that was a strike. Or now, hey, that ball was a little outside.
Well, it goes, and this one fouled back.
It's an art. It's an art talking to an umpire and learning that what you can say and how far you can take it. The guys who were good at it would get pitches. They would get a lot of pitches for them. The guys who weren't, I wasn't very good at it, would get the next pitch called a little further outside.
You came up with the Orioles, right?
Yes.
Now, was there a time when first of all, how long did you wait before you asked an umpire? And then was the first time like, don't worry about it, just get in the box?
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, about my third year when I came over to the National League, I thought, hey, it's okay. But then I didn't realize I was a rookie in the National League and had to start all over again with these guys.
Runner off again and fouled off again. So both times LeMahieu trying to get a start here. The count of 3-2 and 1 out. You saw John Jay from the beginning of spring training. Your thoughts on his defensive ability from center field here for the Padres this year?
Well, he runs a really tight ship out there. He studies charts as good as any center fielder. He knows the tendencies of the hitters, and he really moves the outfield around nicely.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, Steve, because there are times when we'll isolate him out in center field, and he's like, how many signs? Hey, move over a little bit. He's always watching to his right and left and kind of directing traffic out there. And at different counts as well. Because
Absolutely.
you know, hitter's counts, you might want to cheat a little differently.
You know, we ran a little center field school in spring training for the minor leaguers, and I said you have to look at your left fielder, your right fielder between every pitch, know where they are, know where the wall is, see if there's any movement, and move guys around as you see fit. Because you're in charge in the outfield. It has to be that way for the center fielder.
And it goes again, and a grounder towards shortstop, trying to stay out of the double play, and they do this time. Throw to first. Pulled Myers off the bag, but he applies the tag on the way by. So BLACKMON is retired. And because they started the runner in LeMahieu, they stay out of that double play, which would have been the 4th of the game. Already 3 in this game.
3 double plays. 1 out of the hand of James Shields, the changeup. 3-6-4. Nicely turned. Another off-speed pitch. Rolling it over. I'll tell you what, Alexei Ramirez is getting some workouts around that second base bag. Hey, triple your fun, triple your pleasure. And you know that's impressive also, the exchange from Alexei Ramirez. The footwork is fantastic, but the hands and the transfer, man.
He's so athletic out there. It's fun to watch. You know, a fielder can make a mistake throwing to him off balance, and he just gets it and makes it look easy in the transfer.
And what a difference from last year. Shortstop position.
They say teams have to be strong up the middle. I mean, getting Alexei, when I saw his name, I was like, is that a misprint? That's the same guy who's in Chicago?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe we had an opportunity to have him on this team.
Well, 2 down, LeMahieu in scoring position, representing the tying run for the Rockies. Trevor Story, the batter. Rockies have had at least 1 base runner in every inning. Oh, a big swing and a miss there. Got that uppercut swing.
Well, a lot of strikeouts from Trevor Story. But you know what? And Steve, I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but we'll take a look at the list. Most strikeouts, we're talking major league leaders now. But you got a guy who hits 25 to 35 and a guy that'll possibly drive in 100. I'll take those punches.
Well, that's kind of the rationale nowadays. If you can drive in the runs and hit the home runs, they'll look past the strikeouts. You know, and he's hit a lot of home. He hit 6 home runs in his first 4 games, and he's only hit 4 since.
Right.
So
exactly.
the league might be starting to figure him out just a little bit.
Yeah, and we're going to have to wait a whole season to see what happens, and possibly next year. But yeah, re-entry could be a little tough, couldn't it?
Well, usually they call it the sophomore slump. I mean, and this is a cat and mouse game. Especially now with all the video you have on players, they're going to look exactly what he's hitting and exactly what he's not, and seeing patterns, and they're going to try to exploit those patterns. It's going to be his job to combat that by figuring out either how to lay off those pitches if they're balls or how to hit them if they're strikes.
It is amazing how quickly now the major leagues they figure out your weaknesses and then make those adjustments right away. It's like series to series.
I mean, we see it all the time when we travel with the team. The coaches have got the laptops out. They're watching games. They're watching video. They've got it all documented right there. Counts, pitches, right-handers, left-handers. Any possible situation, these guys are dialed in.
You know, they were talking about sabermetrics, how it came into the game. Well, it's been going on for a long time. We were using it for defensive purposes back when I first came in the game, and charts. So it's really an art now, and I love seeing you know what it does for movement in the outfield, the tendencies. That's why you see shifts now.
What do you think of the shift?
I'm glad it wasn't around when I played.
See? That's a hitter.
There you go.
But
right.
I bunted for hits a lot, so I would have destroyed the shift that way because I could steal second, steal third. So it would have given me a lot more bunt hits, a lot more singles. But, you know, I think the shift, if a hitter has to change his swing to hit the shift, I think the pitcher wins.
There's ball 4. Second walk allowed by Shields. This one comes with 2 outs, and now he's going to deal with Carlos Gonzalez coming up. 2 on, 2 outs. I want to ask you about Melvin Upton Jr. and the move that he has made from center field to left field. And that's a pretty tough move, isn't it, to a corner outfield position after you played center all those years?
Absolutely. You know, towards the end of my career, I bounced back over and played a little right field and some left field, and I found left field to be way more difficult than right field. But it's definitely, the ball's curving. You got to used to a way to turn. Sometimes, you know, center field, it's coming straight overhead. We know we can turn a certain way. The ball's not going to veer off so much. It doesn't work that way all the time in left field or right field. You got a lot more spin on the ball, and it's an art. And he's done a nice job at making that transition.
4 for 9 this year with 2 outs and runners in scoring position for Carlos Gonzalez, who bats here. Mayhew at second base, Story at first. And 2 down here in the Rockies' 5th inning.
Yes, he did.
They'll check. No, he did not, says Todd Titchener, the third base umpire.
Such a pitcher.
I guarantee a side angle here he went. Oh my gosh.
He didn't even.
The bat was parallel to the playing field, right there. Right. If he makes contact, that's a fair ball.
Runners go. The throw from Norris to third base going to be in time. So the Rockies run their way out of the inning, as it turns out. Norris throws a seed to third base. Wallace supplies the tag. And Shields out of the jam in the 5th inning. Halfway through, the Padres holding on to a 2-1 lead. Well, the game summary as we take a look at the first inning for the Padres, brought to you by Harrah's, as down the line for Matt Kemp. Plays 2 for the Padres. They're holding on right now to a 2-1 lead after this, as Gonzalez scored, and back within a run came the Rockies, and it is now 2-1. Padres on top as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning.
Can I ask you guys something? What just happened?
Where are they going?
I say thank you.
Yeah, they're running it out.
You know, the cardinal rule of the game, don't make the third out at third base, especially when you have the meat of your order who are extremely hot right now at the plate.
Got Carlos Gonzalez at the plate, Nolan Arenado on deck. James Shields just thrown 6 balls in a row. And DJ LeMahieu tries to steal third base. And Steve Finley, take it from here. You had a couple points you wanted to make.
Well, if I don't mind taking third base as long as you can walk into third base without even a throw. And that is not the situation you want to be in right there, making the out with Carlos Gonzalez at the plate and a chance to tie the ball game up. Or worse, you know, you have the pitcher who's throwing balls right there who has to come over the plate. I mean, that's a big no-no.
Okay, so no question he did that on his own.
Well, you know, the guy in first was running too.
I'm wondering if he saw him take off and then took off, because there was strike 3. As Jankowski strikes out, it's 8 strikeouts now for John Gray, who is now retired, 13 in a row. He's got 8 strikeouts. Second time Jankowski is down by way of the K.
Well, if you look the trail runner going at the same time, the third base coach might have get him on his own if he takes it. That might be one of the things they have over there. So the first base guy on first base is just going to be watching him
because it was a 2-0 count, and I'm letting the kid hit.
Yeah, especially early in the game like this.
Gray still throwing hard, 95 miles an hour, missing that time to James Shields.
And another thing, Derek Norris has got the front door open down to third base with the left-handed hitter. Credit Brett Wallace also with the snap tag. Because that was close.
That was close. It was close. And you hope you can look back at that play right there and that helps secure a win for the Padres tonight, because that could be a big play.
Gray now has retired 13 in a row. Last batter to reach for the Padres, a walk by Brett Wallace back in the first inning. And of those 13, 8 are strikeouts. He's piling them up now.
It's worth another look, Steve Finley.
He doesn't have a big lead first off, and Shields went a little quicker to the plate. It looks like it was just it looked like he thought he was going to have it easy.
Right.
And I don't know if it'll be a play they talk about in the dugout.
Well, Shields strikes out. That's 9 Ks now for Gray.
Well, he went with the fastball there to James Shields, the pitcher, and it's worth noting that in a 10 strikeout game, his first start of the year back on April 22nd against the Dodgers, he had 10 strikeouts. 8 of them were via the slider. So that goes to show you he goes to that with 2 strikes and tries to go for the kill.
That 10 Ks you're talking about, a career high for Gray, who has 9 strikeouts so far tonight. 2 outs here in the 5th inning. John Jay, the batter.
26 pitches for John Gray over 95 miles an hour, Mr. Orsillo.
Cholula flamethrower he is.
That's muy caliente.
That is caliente. That is some hot sauce. And I'm looking at since that first inning, he was kind of all over the place, having trouble throwing strikes. A lot of his strikes now are not in the middle of the plate. They are on the corners. And with the slider and that velocity, it makes a guy tough.
There's that yacker he's been breaking out ever since about the 3rd inning. He kind of saved that one a little bit till a little later.
I said they're calling that a slider up there, but he's got a slider at 88,
right,
and then the little bit more of a slurvy breaking ball that you're definitely right. He's breaking it out now.
Back to the gas, and it's even at 2-2. John Jay with a single in the first, grounded out to shortstop in the second. 1 for 2. Strikeout number 10 for John Gray. He's retired 15 Padres in a row, but it's San Diego on top 2-1. Padres baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres club card today. By Jack in the Box, taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. And by San Diego's best window company, Simply Great Windows. Well, double plays have been big in this game for the Padres and James Shields. 3 turned by San Diego. And while Gray has been mowing down the Padres ever since the first inning, the Padres have a 2-1 lead. Shields back on the mound here for inning number 6. And it's Gonzalez who leads it off. He was at the plate when the double steal was attempted by the Rockies, and gunned down was LeMahieu at third base. It's another game for James Shields in which he has pitched very well, but not a lot of run support, just the 2 runs. Little room for error here. Gonzalez way out ahead of that. Fooled him badly. He's been doing a little of that tonight, James Shields. That's his 5th strikeout.
Changing speeds. Is that the eephus, Steve?
That's the eephus again. It strikes again.
The eephus strikes again.
65 miles an hour.
You can't hit that. After you don't know that that's coming out of his hand, you can't hit that.
It's got to be tough to stay back on that.
It is. I mean, Shields has such good arm action on everything anyway. His changeup, it's hard to stay back on anything he throws.
There's Arenado on the ground, left side there. Shifting on the left side, it's Alexei Ramirez with a low throw, but nicely dug out by Myers at first base. 2 down.
Hey, quickly around the zone, letting the infielders work and letting that eephus work for the first out of this inning. That's the way the defense likes it.
The first eephus I ever saw was Bob Tewksbury.
Oh,
49 miles an hour.
49.
49. Tewksbury. In I can't want to say Petco, but it was the Murph. Or
right, Qualcomm.
Qualcomm. 49 miles an hour.
He was.
I didn't know you could throw a pitch that slow.
Yeah.
Bob Tewksbury, terrific guy.
Oh, good egg.
2 down here in the 6th inning. And a run away.
It's worth another look.
That's a big velocity difference.
Yeah, it is.
He's been anywhere from 92 to 65 from the top end to the low end of pitch speed tonight.
And 74 on that curveball, so he's changing speeds on the yacker.
Strikeout of Gonzalez, a ground out of Arenado. Now Gerardo Parra, who's 0 for 2 tonight, has struck out, bounced into the 4-6-3 double play. On the ground, sharply under the glove of Wallace and into left field. May have gotten a piece of that, but maybe not. He was in on the grass, and that one quickly by him and into left. A 2-out hit here for Parra.
I think looking at this one, it's just a good old-fashioned E5 as he's in on the grass. 1-2 hopper to his left underneath the glove.
A rule at a base hit for Parra, who's on with 2 down.
The ball he's playing, he was about 4 steps in on the grass. That is not an easy play. Probably a play that he'll say that he probably should have made, but that ball gets to you pretty quick when you're up on the grass like that.
So a base hit for Parra and a base runner with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Nick Hundley has been on twice tonight, a walk and a double.
Well, remember, going back in baseball history, Rip Sewell was a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the 40s, and he was the first one that threw an eephus pitch. Eephus is actually a Hebrew name that means it's translated to nothing. So it's basically a pitch with nothing on it.
That's what it was.
And it was certainly, he threw one, I think, to Ted Williams in an all-star game, and Ted took him out of the yard. Back in the day.
Ted didn't miss the barrel very often.
Rip Sewell.
Diving back again is Parra at first base. Wonder why more guys don't try it. mix it in.
Yeah.
If it is so hard to hit.
Well, it is. I mean, but you have to be able to sell it with arm action. You can't just slow your body down because we'll pick up on that right away. It's probably a delicate pitch that requires a lot of feel.
Hey, this is good conversation here. What do you think about the quick pitch, like Johnny Cueto, as a hitter?
What's your job as a pitcher?
Timing.
To mess up our timing. Yeah. Yes. So I think it's fantastic for him. I would hate to face him because you almost got to get into a ready position as soon as the ball goes into his glove.
Right.
Because you don't know what he's going to do. Hey, if you can do that and successfully throw strikes where you want to, go for it.
And he can. On the ground, vacated right side. It'll find its way into right field. Heading for third is Parra as Kemp fires it back in. It's cut off. And all of a sudden now, with 2 outs, the Rockies have runners at first and third, and the tying run just 90 feet away.
It's good hitting right there using that open first base hole. It's a spot that you like to see a lot of hitters be able to use. It's almost a give me hit if you can get on the ground. I know as left-handed hitter they used to tell us, use that hole as much as you can.
Our game presented in HD by Sony. A very comfortable night here tonight in San Diego at Petco Park. Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Padres and Rockies. Don Orsillo, Steve Finley, and Mark Grant along with you tonight as the Padres are holding on to a 2-1 advantage right now. The Rockies with runners at first and third and 2 down. Here is Ben Paulsen. 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play and struck out looking. Big spot here for James Shields. Pitch 99. And a swing and a miss.
The cambio. We got action.
Germain up in the pen right now.
There's the changeup. Great arm action. Out of the zone. It looks like a fastball. Great movement.
He has almost split-fingered action on his changeup.
Yeah. So does Fernando Rodney.
Yes.
That's a nasty one.
100th pitch of the night now for Shields. And it's a fly ball headed to center field. John Jay going back on to or close to on the edge of the warning track to make the grab that ends the inning. The Rockies strand a pair. The Padres have a 2-1 lead. We'll see Myers, Kemp, and Wallace when we come back to Petco Park. Padres have the lead over the Rockies as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Myers, Kemp, and Wallace coming up here. John Gray has been fantastic and has retired the last 15 Padres in a row. And James Shields He's got through the 6th inning and even 100 pitches in his outing, giving up just the 1 run. Steve Finley along with us here in the booth as we move along to this bottom of the 6th inning. And Mark Grant is also here.
Steve Finley, you had a very, very nice career, but we dug up some numbers against the Colorado Rockies in your career. When I say Colorado Rockies numbers, does anything come to mind?
Lots of base hits in Colorado, home runs.
Fly ball to right. Gonzalez is out there in right field waiting, and he'll put it away for the first out. So it's a place you enjoyed.
Oh, then yeah, I loved hitting in Colorado. I mean, so that was before the humidor too, so you didn't have to hit a ball. I've slammed my bat down there and had a ball go over.
Look
the
at
fence.
those numbers.
25, 97. I'll take it.
Better than you thought.
Thank you, Colorado.
Now you played there in 07?
07, yes.
And you said, did you play left field or right or center field?
I played center field. I played all the different positions. I was more of a platoon player in 07, coming off the bench. They had the humidor. The ball wasn't traveling.
Actually, those numbers were your career numbers, so not just at Coors. So you did quite well against the Rocks.
Well, you know, back in the day, that ball flew out of there. I mean, when you went in there, I was a ball retriever in the outfield. I wasn't an outfielder. There was ball retriever because you had to play with 1 foot on the wall.
Lined into left field. A base hit for Matt Kemp. Over to play it is PARRA, and that breaks up a string of 16 in a row retired by John Gray.
That ball was shellacked. It's like a 2-seamer that he tries to go away. Great extension.
It's one of the few pitches he's left in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, not many mistakes tonight from John Gray. Of those 16 that he retired, 10 by way of the K. Swinging a foul tip. Brett Wallace getting his 3rd look tonight at John Gray. Saw German warming up in the pen out there. Only 80 pitches so far for John Gray. Then again, he did start the year in the DL, as you mentioned.
You also look at the numbers, the big ERA coming in, but you also saw the strikeouts he had 2 per innings pitched. So you knew it was in his tank to have a game like this. He just didn't really want it to be tonight against us.
Oh, it didn't have to be.
Miller has the plate tonight for the umpires, crew chief of this crew. Wallace asks for time and gets it.
Throw over to first. I think I saw a little.
Whoa! Yanked that at 96. Hundley had to go to the backhand and lunge after that pitch.
I'll tell you what, anticipating a pitch up because Nick Hundley wanted that pitch up, and then you have to reach across your body on the other side of the plate. Good luck at 96.
Unfortunately, that's not at the backstop.
I think he asked for a curveball here.
Will block it again, and Kemp remains at first base with 1 down.
Wouldn't mind this going 3-2 here and get a little action at first base.
Yeah, put him in motion, you bet.
Swing and a miss. Off balance was Wallace. That strikeout number 11, a new career high for John Gray.
Well, with 2 strikes, he goes back to that slider. What do you know? The pitch du jour with 2 strikes. Steve, I do have a question for you, being the left-handed good hitter, very good hitter that you were. Early in the count, 0-0, 0-1, 1-0. Did you like it when the hit and run was put on? And you got some speed on first base when you were at the plate?
Sure. Especially if I was struggling a little bit, I'd really like the hit and run. But you know, if you can put the ball in play and get it on the ground, it serves the purpose as a bunt to get a guy in scoring position. But I always liked it. I never minded a hit and run.
Hit and run make you focus a little bit more if you were going bad? Is that what you thought?
It really does, yeah. You're focused on putting the barrel of the bat on the ball on the ground, and good things happen a lot of times. As a matter of fact, I remember managers talking like, hey, when I was struggling, the other players struggling, hey, look for a hit and run today. We might want to get some runners in motion, try to open some holes for you, and get you rolling.
And usually that happens early in the count. 0-0, 0-1, 1-0, 2-0 maybe, because you don't want to take the bat out of the guy's hand. Right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not too many 0-0 because unless you've seen the guy a few times, a couple of bats already.
Sinker baller and he's throwing strikes.
Yes, yeah. So that's when a manager has a feel for when to do it. But if you have guys that can put the ball in play, it's a great tool, especially with bat control.
Kemp with a very short lead at first base. Alexei Ramirez will take strike 2. And Buchter warming up in the pen for the Padres. Shields at an even 100 pitches through 6 innings.
Speaking of hit and runs, Tony Gwynn and I used to have our own hit and run. He would put it on for me, and he would wait and watch to see who was breaking to cover the bag, and he would hit the ball where they vacated.
That's amazing.
No matter what the pitch was, he could hit it where he wanted to. It was amazing.
Incredible. On the ground, up the middle, Story to his left will flip to second base for the force out. That ends the inning. 2-1, the Padres have the lead. We're through 6 from Petco Park. Foul play of the game. How about a double steal attempt? As the Rockies had one in scoring position, not anymore. Derek Norris able to gun down DJ LeMahieu at third base.
Yeah, that was really weird. It was a 2-0 count. Carlos Gonzalez at the plate, first and second, plus Nolan Arenado on deck.
Ryan Buchter comes in as his pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
We talked about the bullpen in the Los Angeles series, really doing a fine job along with the starters. And in all the innings that the relievers pitched, only 1 run surrendered. So this lucky 13 for Ryan Buchter. The .79 ERA, 16 strikeouts in 11 plus innings. And on the double switch, Adam Rosales will play the hot corner.
Well, leading it off, DJ LeMahieu. 2 hits in this game for LeMahieu. A single to left, a single to right. And a new look now for the Rockies hitters with Ryan Buchter coming in. James Shields, another well-pitched ball game tonight. Even 100 pitches for him as he departs. 9 hits, but just 1 run. Walked 2 and struck out 5. There were some stress innings in there.
Yes, there were.
The Rockies in every inning had at least 1 man on tonight. Interesting alignment here.
Big time shift. John Jay almost in literally right center field.
How about Jankowski off the line and left as this one is fouled off of Norris. And a few of those tonight.
Looks like he got that one off the shoulder maybe.
Look down to that left field corner if LeMahieu could turn on one down there, and we'll get a look at the foul tip, and it was the shoulder.
Right off the collarbone.
Look at that left field corner. If LeMahieu goes down there, he's going to run a long time.
Yeah, he is.
It's out of the way.
I mean, look at all this area out here.
Yeah, plenty of space.
And then John Jay. As a hitter, that's got to drive you nuts, doesn't it? As a hitter?
You'd think so. Strike three call. Buchter takes care of business and strikes out LeMahieu. LeMahieu didn't think so. Says some stuff to Bill Miller on the way by.
Hey, one thing that Ryan Buchter has done that I've noticed since being a Padre is burying that fastball in, and yeah, he gets a call. And over the course of the season, they even out. But that one was really in. I don't know why I find that so comical, but I just do. When a pitcher gets a call like that.
Did you laugh when it happened to you?
No. I mean, yeah, when I was on the mound, no, I have to keep a straight face and act like it's exactly where I wanted to throw it.
Ryan Rayburn is pinch hitting here in the pitcher's spot. So that is the night. And a very impressive night for John Gray. He ends up with 11 strikeouts. He had at one point retired 16 Padres in a row. Rayburn tardy on that fastball at 94 miles an hour from Buchter.
Hey, he pitched well, but you know what? Nobody said this game of baseball at the big league level was going to be easy. And nobody said that, hey, just because you punch out 11, you only walk one and give up 4 hits and 2 runs says you're going to win a ball game. Rockies bullpen, 5.18 ERA. That's 13th in the National League as Germain warms up in the bullpen.
Buchter with a 0.79 earned run average on the year. That is 6th in the National League among relievers. He's done a great job. And he has now fallen into that role of confidence in himself, but certainly the confidence from the manager and Andy Green.
And other managers are noticing it too. I'll tell you why in a second here. I got a text. It was a game I wasn't doing. And I got a text from a manager, a friend of mine. And he said, who is this Buchter guy? Where did he come from? And I said, yeah, Andy Green really likes him. He's really making some good pitches and being effective out of the bullpen. So the word travels quickly. Other managers like him as well.
Elevates that time at 93. Getting out of the way was Rayburn. 13th appearance. That's second most on the team. Here are the bullpen ERA numbers you were just talking about. Close pitch, but a ball. And Buchter wanted it, but it is inside, and down to first goes Rayburn. The pinch hitter walks here with 1 out. Represents the tying run.
Hey, tonight after Padres Live, catch the loose cannons on Extra 1360 Fox Sports San Diego. Then tomorrow, it's all new SD Live featuring Melvin Upton Jr. and Nolan Arenado starting tonight on Fox Sports San Diego. You don't want to miss it. That's great TV.
One down, Rayburn at first base, and Charlie Blackmon, the batter. Fourth at bat of the night for Blackmon, who is 0 for 3 in the game. Shields got him to ground out 3 times. .214 average on the season now for Blackmon. Just his 4th game back off the DL. Only 3 games played against Arizona before the Rockies arrived here in San Diego. Lots of speed for Blackmon. Still a career high 43 bases last year. 3rd most in the major leagues. Told you about his power. 6 leadoff home runs last year. Foul back.
Well, prior to this matchup, only 6 at-bats for Charlie Blackmon versus left-handed pitchers, batting .333, 2 for 6, so small sample size. But Buchter, man, he is really pounding the zone and being the aggressor. The aggressor or aggressor?
I don't know.
Aggressor. And anyway, he's pitching very well.
He's good.
Down and away, fastball.
Let me ask you something. Buchter, who sets up on the 3rd base side of the rubber, is about as far as you can. What kind of advantage does he get from starting there?
Great point. Straight on shot at the corner of the plate, down and away to a lefty. Plus, if he wants to go into the lefty, he's got a little bit of an angle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He gives him a straight shot, that outside corner right where Derek Norris is set up with the glove. And it's almost a right-handed pitcher too, going from the first base side. The same principle. Down and away to the righty from a right-handed pitcher. You got that straight angle from the first base side to the outside part of the corner to a right-handed hitter.
Now this rooftop shot is brought to you by Pinnacle on the Park. I think I know where that rooftop is, by the way.
I think so too.
1 out, 1 on. Blackmon with a count of 2-2. Swinging a foul tip. Norris holds on to it for strike 3. 2nd strikeout for Buchter, 2 down.
Hey, nice pitch and nice hang right there by Derek Norris. This is something that catchers really can't practice. Squeezes it, shows the umpire, rattle around a little bit, but the heel of the glove, nicely done.
So 2 down and a runner at first base as Trevor Story stands in. Story with a bunt single in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd, walked in the 5th.
Okay, this is MLB leaders, folks. Most home runs this season, and what sticks out? Well, the top 2 guys, Arenado, Story. It's worth mentioning again. But the Padres pitchers rather, check that. Been pitching these guys well. Bryce Harper, Rizzo, and Neil Walker round out the rest of the MLB leaders.
Yeah, sitting here on May the 2nd. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. That's paint.
He takes it for the strike right at the bottom of the zone. I like the way the Buchter is working. 2 down here in the inning. Rayburn at first base. Both strikeouts here for the outs for Buchter in the inning. Padres in a shift on the left side of the infield on Story.
Heavy on the left side. 1, 2, 3. Spray charts show that he hits the ball on the ground to that side, trying to plug those holes. Will Myers holding on the runner.
Oof. Didn't miss by a lot. Still throwing hard, 94 miles an hour. Struck out LeMahieu to begin the inning. Ryan Rayburn, the pinch hitter, walked. Blackmon struck out, so 2 down, runner at first. 2-2 the count to Trevor Story. Ball 3.
That was off the plate. That's a ball.
Well, Rayburn can get a start at first base with a full count. Story fouls it off to the right.
See Ryan slapping his leg right there?
Yep.
He wasn't happy with that pitch. Even though it was a foul ball, he was not happy with that location.
Looked like it was down.
I think he wanted it away, though. Remember, Story could crush that pitch down and in. I think one of the highlights we showed of Trevor Story turning on a fastball down and in. Maybe just above the knees in.
Darren Balsley just getting off the phone, and some stirring now in the Padres pen. Payoff pitch again. And he struck him out. Buchter strikes out LeMahieu. Blackmon and Story all down by way of the K. It's 2-1 Padres. 7th inning stretch. The Colorado Rockies, we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. It's time now for the San Diego fan of the game. Having a good time tonight here at Petco Park for game 1 of the 3-game series between the Padres and the Rockies. And a new pitcher now, Gonzalez Germain, comes into the game for the Rockies. 6th appearance without a record, a 3.18 earned run average. Lefties and righties not doing all that well against him. 125 for lefties, 167 for right-handers. And comes into this tight-knit game with the Padres on top 2-1 into the bottom of the 7th inning. Derek Norris leading it off here for the Padres. Jamal Weeks, Travis Jankowski expected in the inning. So for 2 in the game, has struck out twice, both times looking in the 1st and then in the 4th inning. Well, that was against John Gray, who struck out 11 tonight. Very, very impressive in his 6 innings of work. It's a grounder foul outside of 3rd. So Germain first out of the pen tonight for Walt Weiss and the Colorado Rockies.
This guy's got a live arm. Fastball, changeup, slider, 92 to 96. Always working from the stretch. Likes to throw that changeup.
He was called up on April the 22nd from AAA Albuquerque. 6th appearance since being called up from Albuquerque. He was the closer in Albuquerque and had 3 saves and 3 opportunities to not allow a run in 6 innings of work.
You been to Albuquerque?
No.
It's like pitching on the moon.
Really?
Oh, another high elevation city.
Used to be the Albuquerque Dukes, I remember.
Oh, for many years, the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Tommy Lasorda managed there before getting the call to manage the Dodgers a long time ago.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Derek Norris, leading it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. Germain made 29 appearances, 1 start for the Rockies in 2015. After he'd been claimed off waivers from the Chicago Cubs July the 7th. Norris on a broken back grounder. Shift is on. It's LeMahieu. Second baseman was on the left side of the infield who throws out Norris for the first out here at the bottom of the 7th inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Are you happy?
No copy.
You still got to do that?
Something that you'll never do.
I took 1 away. It wasn't even my choice.
All it takes is 1.
Yeah. I have a feeling there's going to be a meeting. I feel it. I feel it. After this game tonight, there's going to be a meeting. And Mark Grant will be contacting our producer, Max Michalak, and they'll be talking about it. I have a feeling. I just feel it.
Well, I'm always striving to be better. I'm not going to get bitter. I'm going to get better. It's amazing what 1 letter can do.
Yes. 1 out here in the 7th. JEMILE Weeks will tap this down the third baseline foul.
That's some good giddy up at 93 with some movement down and away from Germain.
Some late life.
Yeah.
Weeks tonight has lined out sharply to right field. Struck out in the 4th inning. Keep in mind, too, in a close game here tonight, unlikely that Jake McGee is available for the Rockies after working each of the last 2 games against Arizona. So
that's a good point.
One-two pitch. Check swing foul. You've seen McGee before. He's pretty good. Throws hard.
Yeah, he does. And talk to the broadcasters for the Colorado Rockies. Remember, they used to be with the Rays, right?
Yes. Joe Madden ran him out there all the time.
Yeah.
Very reliable.
Well, the top of the order doing the work in this close one for San Diego.
Spins out of the way of a pitch inside at 93.
If you were a pitcher, starter or closer, which one would you prefer?
Starter.
Yeah, me too. No doubt. Once every 5 days.
And the pressure that a closer has, you know, it's amazing to me the mindset they have to have.
Yeah.
All the weight of the world on their shoulders for 1 inning, you know, or one stress situation.
And you know, you've got to learn, and Trevor would be great to talk about this, and he has talked about it before, Trevor Hoffman, but being able to turn the page.
Yeah,
I mean,
forget about yesterday.
You blow one the night before,
Yeah.
and then that's tough to do. He didn't blow too many of them, but
No.
still, it's.
Weeks turning in a pretty good at bat here. Full count still. He's taken a few, fouled off a few.
He's all over the map, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Ground ball right side. Paulsen will take it himself to the bag for the second out of the inning. So Germain ends up winning the battle in the end, but a good at bat for Weeks. 2 down in the inning. Bring up Travis Jankowski. Struck out twice against John Gray. 2 of the 11 Ks that Gray compiled in his 6 innings of work tonight. There's Gray making his 3rd start. On the hook right now. So again, well, you would expect in the 8th inning coming up, Brandon Maurer, and there he is. Hooker in the 7th, Maurer in the 8th, and Randall Rodney for the 9th if things remain the same right now. They one run lead for the Padres. There's a strike, picks it up at the bottom of the zone.
Wearing the SD proudly. Good job. He's working down now to Jankowski.
And Jankowski going down to get that.
Pulled the string. There's that changeup we're talking about, 85.
Two down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Base is empty. And a 2-2 pitch coming to Jankowski.
Well, you got to think that Germain is going to challenge him with the heater here, 3-2. Something away as well. So if I'm Travis Jankowski, I'm trying to wear out that left center field gap right here.
Ball 4, and down to first he goes. So the first walk allowed here by Germain since coming into this game. And that is only the 2nd walk allowed tonight by Rockies pitching. Here comes Adam Rosales for the first time. He took over defensively at 3rd base for Brett Wallace. Now here he is with a runner at first and 2 down. I guess he's got to give Jankowski a chance to get into scoring position here.
I say if you get a jump, send him, right?
Absolutely. He's got a good sized lead, can run. Padres trying to obtain some insurance here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Germain taking too long, and Rosales gets time. Strike 1. Generous call there. Bill Miller thought it picked up the inside corner. Big lead at first base for Jankowski's not trying to steal yet. Now down 0-2 is Rosales. Changeups a nasty pitch for Germain.
Good pitch. Good arm action.
On the ground foul towards the end of the dugout for the Rockies on the 3rd base side. Rosales stays alive here, 0-2. Morris grounded out. Weeks grounded out. Jankowski with a 2-out walk. Adam Rosales batting for the first time tonight. Throw to first, and Jankowski was leaning in the other direction, but he does get back. Rockies shifting on the left side here on Rosales. But the outfield defensively going the other way for Rosales as John Jay waits on deck.
Yeah, Charlie Blackmon's just a shade over on the second base side in center field. Hey, if he gets one of those change-ups up, Germain, and Rosales out in front of it, he's rattling it down that left field line.
That'll skip in, knocked down on a hop by Hundley. Two balls, two strikes here to Rosales. 25th pitch of the inning for Germain. And that'll get away. Jankowski heads for second base. He'll get there without a problem as Hundley had to go back to get it. So in scoring position now with 2 down, and Hundley's going to go out and talk to Germain.
Probably going over the signs now with the runner at second base. That's a tough play for any catcher. And this one bounces about 3 feet out. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. After looking at it again, did you see where that one bounced?
Yeah.
That's about a good 3 or 4 feet out in front of home plate.
Pretty tough for Hundley. Let's see the pitch count of the inning. 25 pitches. One more strike than balls thrown by Germain in the inning. Rosales strikes out and Germain ends up getting him. It is the changeup again. We are through 7. Padres on top 2-1.
We're in the top of the 8th inning. Steve Finley and I are working on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you, as it always is, by Cox Communications. James Shields, nice outing. Now, though, it's up to the bullpen. Need Ryan Buchter to continue to do what he's done in the last inning.
Yeah, he did. He had a great inning last inning. Struck out the side. Going to be in here in the 8th, and I'm sure we might even see Mauer at some point in this game. But Padres are right where they wanted to be. What looked like was going to be a big run night turned out to be a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting ball game. We'll see after the final out, gentlemen. You also hear from Andy Green, and we'll tell you about Johnny Cueto's return to Cincinnati. We'll see you then.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Well, Buchter back out there again here to begin the 8th inning, at least to face Carlos Gonzalez. It's an interesting situation here. He comes back out after 1 inning to work a little more, at least against Gonzalez anyway.
Yeah, it might be a one and done. He's been very, very effective. You got a righty and a lefty due up after Gonzalez. Might be an Arenado and then Gerardo Parra.
Mauer just looking on, ready to go. He's plenty warmed up out there in the pen. Swing and a miss. A lot of those against Buchter. He struck out the side in the 7th inning.
And you know, earlier, Don, you were talking about him going from the third base side, you know, against righties. Well, he also throws across his body, so throws a little deception in there as well.
Swing and a miss.
That's
Fourth
nasty.
strikeout for Buchter.
Perfect placement. Going right after him. Getting through that baseball nicely. And that's a good night in the big leagues right there out of the bullpen for Ryan Buchter.
So he is 1 and done here in the 8th inning as Andy Green takes the baseball. Great job by Ryan Buchter. With 2-1 lead, Ryan Buchter outstanding again tonight. Strikes out 4 batters.
Pounding the strike zone.
And then Mauer comes into the game.
Pelting the strike zone. And here's your usual 8th inning guy. Stop him while he's passing by. Brandon Mauer, he's got the heat. 13th game. Hey, the ERA a little high, but that's a little skewed because of earlier outings. Because he's been lights out recently.
Arenado not leading it off, batting here with 1 out in the inning. And he's had a couple of hits in the ball game tonight. Singled to right in the 2nd inning, and singled to center in the 4th inning.
And I think, Don, if you agree with me, this is the perfect example when I've said, and many other people have said, sometimes the save comes in the 8th.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 2-1 game.
Look who you're facing.
Look, you're facing Arenado. You're facing Parra. Gonzalez just got done striking out, and there are the last 3 outings for Brandon Mauer. Only 1 hit, 3 innings.
How good has he been?
Oh. Only 1 walk, 6 strikeouts.
Just missed, and it's 2-2. Gerardo Parra waiting on deck. Full count now. So Shields goes 6, gives up 1 run. Buchter goes an inning and a third. Allows no runs, and now Mauer in here with 1 out in the 8th. There's double-barreled action. Ground ball back to the mound. Nicely picked by Mauer, has slipped to first in time, 2 down. Nice job there. Softly hit back up the middle. Had to come off the mound quickly, and he did to retrieve it. 2 down.
Hey, when Nolan Arenado takes a hack like that, it's a pitch down and away. I mean, that's all upper body, all wrist. And once again, the greatest athlete on the field, being Brandon Maurer, makes that play look easy.
Being the pitcher.
Exactly. That goes without saying.
The smartest.
You hear me say it all the time, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to take it to my grave. He's the best athlete on the field as we speak.
2 down here in the 8th inning. Gerardo, Parra, 1 for 3 in the game. Just to be clear, when you were in the major leagues, you were a
pitcher.
I see.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah. See, hitters are dumb. They'll swing at stuff out of the zone. You don't have to throw them a strike.
Right. Smart. Like you. Pitches in there for a strike to Parra.
I think he pulled the string on that last pitch. A nice changeup right there from Brandon Maurer to counter that mid-90s gas.
Try to pick up the outside corner.
Well, I would say that Brandon Maurer is kind of a max effort type guy. He really gets up, high leg kick, and then thrust forward using all of his body. High backside as well. I love the high backside on a pitcher. There's Ryan Buchter talking hitting.
Fouled off to the left out of play. 96 for Maurer that time, but fouled off.
Trying to pepper that outside corner. Not much you can do with that pitch.
With you tomorrow night, game 2 of a 3-game series. Coverage beginning at 6:30. 2-2. Outside for ball 3.
Tried to hump that one up. 98.
Overthrew it?
Yeah. Here comes another fastball away. With that said, why? Because the outfield swinging over towards the left field line. John Jay over towards the shortstop side of second base. You see him. And Travis Jankowski over towards the line.
And he strikes him out. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Padres on top 2-1. Maurer impressive as well. And the Padres take a 2-1 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to obtain some insurance, and will be the top of their order. John Jay will get it started against a new pitcher as Scott Oberg comes into the game now.
Well, I mentioned earlier that the Colorado Rockies 13th in the National League with ERA above 5, and 4th game for Scott Oberg. Pretty good splits against righties. Lefties hitting .250 in the short time, only 3 1/3 frames. He's walked 1.
Takes over for Gonzalez Germain, who went an inning and a walk and a strikeout. Relief of John Gray, who's on the hook tonight for Colorado.
I like the idea with the 1-run lead and bottom of the 8th for the home team that it's the top of the order. Hopefully you get to that 4th and 5th spot, because that means you got something going to try to add on.
You do have Melvin Upton Jr. on the bench too at your availability, because that 4th spot now is the pitcher spot as part of the double switch. There is Fernando Rodney up in the pen getting ready. On the ground up the middle into center field. John Jay's got a base hit to begin the bottom of the 8th. High turn for Jay, but he'll go back to the bag at first. Good start to this bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, John Jay really stayed nicely on that curveball from Scott Oberg. The fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, and here it is. Hey, let it travel. Outer part of the plate. Come to Papa. Papa was a rolling stone. And John Jay rolls on down to first base with the base knock. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
Base hit for Jay gets it started now. Will Myers. Myers 1 for 3 in the game. A single back in the first inning to right. Johnny getting ready. He will face Hundley, Paulsen, and LeMahieu scheduled to bat in the inning. Strike 2, same spot. And Kemp waiting on deck. Got the right people coming up here for the Padres.
Well, Will Myers was on deck when that curveball was thrown to John Jay, but he hasn't seen the slider yet. Hasn't thrown it yet, Oberg.
On the ground and by the dive of Arenado into left field. Stopping at second base is Jay, and Myers is on. Runners at first and second.
That's a great at-bat by Will Myers. Why? Well, first of all, he was in the hole 0-2. Nice attempt by Nolan Arenado, but let's go back to the first pitch. Fastball right there. 0-1. Fastball again, 0-2. Okay, now you got a battle. Here's the slider I was talking about. Just kind of rolled up there, elevated. Just off the glove of Arenado. Hey, usually if he can get leather on it, he's going to catch it. Not the case there.
First 2 have reached, nobody out here in the 8th inning, and it brings up Matt Kemp. Kemp doubled in the first inning to drive in the 2 Padres runs that have held up here into the 8th inning. You'd add on to that with a single in the 6th inning that broke up a string of 16 in a row retired by John Gray at the time. Kemp with a swing and a foul tip.
You know, generally speaking, I'm not saying every time, but when you're in a situation like this, you've got that runner in scoring position, a pitcher to a guy like Matt Kemp or the Hardy, they're going to start him off with a wrinkle. Slider, curveball. That was a curveball from Oberg.
Melvin Upton Jr. on deck in the pitcher spot as anticipated.
Nice job, Karnak.
Kemp hits it in the air to center field. Blackmon going back onto the dirt of the track to make the catch. Tagging both runners, and both runners will advance. Jay to third, Myers to second. on the long fly out to center field for Kemp. During the day, that ball has got a chance, not at night.
Oh, and Matt Kemp's like, I just missed it. But nice tag by both runners. So let's go to the first pitch from Oberg. It's a curveball with the runner in scoring position. You can see what he's trying to do, keep it down with the fastball, and then elevated, lofty curveball under it, just a little bit too much.
Infield will be in all the way around as Steve Foster, the pitching coach, headed to the mound.
Well, it looks like the infield's going to be brought in, and whenever I see that, the only thing you can really tell your pitcher is that, hey, we need to get a ground ball here. We need that sinker, we need that slider. If you get to 2 strikes, maybe thinking about elevating. Plus, it might be a little scouting report of what Melvin Upton Jr. is all about as well. Just a little refresher course. And again, I'm guessing first pitch breaking ball here.
Same thing you did to Kemp.
Yep.
Infielding is in all the way around, right at the lip of the grass. Jay at third, Myers at second. Ball 1, and it was.
You might throw him another one.
6 for 19 with runners in scoring position, includes a home run. In the dirt, 2-0.
He might load him up to face Alexei Ramirez with the bases loaded, forcing any base, and 1 out.
And now we get behind 2-0. They are going to put him on intentionally. And first base open. So Upton down to first base to load the bases here for San Diego in the 8th inning. Jose Ramirez coming up has struck out, fouled out, grounded into a fielder's choice. .330 hitter with the bases loaded in his career. 6 grand slams for Alexei Ramirez.
I'd say that's pretty solid.
That's very good. This time Alexei Ramirez has faced Scott Oberg. Time called.
Oh, a little housekeeping. He had maybe a paper cup or something caught on a spike there.
A cup stuck to the bottom of his cleat, and open umpire Bill Miller helped him get it off. Strike 1. Ramirez tonight has struck out, fouled out, grounded into a fielder's choice. Batting here with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 8th. Great opportunity for the Padres to get some insurance. And dance out of the way of that. There's John Jay at third. Will Myers at second. Melvin Upton Jr. at first.
Will Oberg be a little reluctant to throw that hammer, that curveball with the bases loaded, especially that runner on third base might result in a run if he bounces it.
Ramirez chops it softly towards third. Arenado will barehand, but it is a foul ball. Off his foot. Arenado racing in to pick it up, but a foul ball as Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, jumps out and makes the foul call.
Four-seamer in. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that ball hit him. That's a great acting job. Unless it bounced first and then hit off the shin.
On the ground towards second. LeMahieu to second for one, on to first for two. Big double play turned by the Rockies. Hits them out of the 8th inning. It's still a 1-run game. As we head to the 9th, it's 2-1 San Diego. Fernando Rodney time when we come back to Petco Park. Baseball brought to you by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers.
You know, to see the fine still photos. Scott Wachter was behind the lens on that one, so we thank Scott. Nice shots, nice stills.
Now Fernando Rodney, the closer in here, 4 for 4 in save opportunities.
He's been providing those shots for us all year long. Great work, Scott. We appreciate it. Nicely done. Well, here he is, mid-90s fastball and above, and the devastating changeup. And pretty darn good looking splits right there. Going for his 5th save. Fernando Rodney.
Nick Hundley will lead it off here for the Rockies. He's had a good night. He's walked, doubled, and singled. Driven in the only Rockies run of the night. Defensive changes for the Padres. As Upton, who pinch hit, stays in the game and takes over in left. Moving from left to right is Travis Jankowski, and Matt Kemp coming out of the game. Rodney's 1-0. 2-0. The last 4 games for Anthony Green coming into this inning. They have been very good over the last 4 games.
Tell you what, that's going to win you some ball games. It's contagious. Keep it rolling.
3 games with the Dodgers. First game of this series against Colorado. Chopper towards third base. Rosales backed up on it a little bit. Long throw will get there. Nice throw from Rosales. First out of the 9th.
Yeah, at first I thought Adam Rosales was going to try to play this one on the big hop. And then he decided, because that second hop kind of stays down on you a little bit, and that wasn't one of those real short ones that's easy. It's kind of a in-betweener. Big first out. Nice play.
1 down, 5 in a row. Retired here by Padres pitching, and it brings up Ben Paulsen, the first baseman. He'll take strike 1 on the changeup from Rodney. Paulsen tonight 0 for 3. Swing and a miss. Right back to it again. Back-to-back changeups, and he's ahead 0-2. Eight and a third innings for Fernando Rodney, allowing just one unearned run. Veteran of 13 major league seasons. Swing and a miss. Paulsen chases it and strikes out. 2 down in the ninth. Time now for our Carl's Jr. stars of the game. It's the Padres pen.
Ryan Buchter, inning in the third. Brandon Maurer, 2/3 in the eighth to set it up for Fernando Rodney. I'll tell you what, they've been making some good quality pitches, putting the hitters on the defensive.
Padres pitching tonight with 11 strikeouts. Shields, Buchter, Maurer, Rodney. There's strike one. This crowd standing here at Petco Park as DJ LeMahieu bats. He has single to left, single to right. Last time up, struck out looking. Down and away. Fastball from Rodney that time at 95. Strike two. Well placed fastball.
You know, we've seen it all night long, Don. Down and away to the lefties, down and away to the righties. These Padres pitchers have just been peppering that part of the plate.
Petco Park stands as one with 2 down in the ninth inning. In the air, foul. We'll do it again here, 1-2. Fernando got Hundley to ground out, struck out Paulsen. Now ahead of LeMahieu, 1-2. Bouncing in, 2-2. Since 2012, 153 saves for Fernando Rodney. Second most in Major League Baseball. Right behind Kimbrel. 2-2. On the ground to shortstop. Alexei Ramirez to first base. The Padres win. What a ball game tonight from Petco Park. Well pitched. Shields, Buchter, Maurer, and Rodney could shoot that arrow as the Padres win it, and we send it to Mike Pomerantz. Mike.
Well, Don, Mark, thanks very much. Victory, Fernando Rodney in the bullpen doing a great job, and we'll break down James Shields, what made him so effective, coming up in moments on the postgame show.